All right, problems with Skagit casting. Here's one problem. The sweep is not connected to the forward cast. It's like sweep and then think about the forward cast and then try to do the forward cast correctly. The best thing I think will help you is if you can imagine that the sweep and the forward cast are connected and you don't want to lose tension or feel or control when you're going for the sweep to the forward cast. So instead of worrying so much about the forward cast, get a nice firm peel and sweep and keep everything connected. Doing it wrong would look like this. Okay, I see a lot of that. Doing it better would look like this. Okay, continuous, smooth motion. Don't worry about your hands and stuff. At this point, you can, but I think it's better to get that sweep and the connection between the sweep and the forward cast. Now, the second thing that usually happens or can happen is when guys try to connect with the sweep with the forward cast is that sometimes they end up going from the sweep to the forward cast too quick, and so their D-loop is not aligned with the target, and so you totally defy the 180-degree principle. And a lot of people have really struggled with the 180-degree principle, and I think it's because they're just casting too quick. You got to connect the sweep with the forward cast, but if you do it too quick, you cast it before the D-loop is lined up with the target and you get a mess. So to do that, it would be like this. Okay, so you gotta develop a tempo and kind of we say continuous motion, but it doesn't have to all be the same speed. You're just trying to keep the tension in there. Think rhythm and fluidity. Just be patient, wait for the D-loop to form a little bit. Don't think too much about it lining up with the target. Just think, be patient, give it a little time. Again, think rhythmic, fluid tempo. Work on your timing, and that will help get the 180-degree principle ironed out. See, the third thing I see, and I'm guilty of this myself, is you do everything right and then you punch the forward cast too hard, and instead of hitting the sweet spot, you end up punching. The line will go out, you'll get some decent cast, but the top of your forward loop is going to look like this. Okay, it's going to have a dip in it. You're going to punch and the line's going to dip and then go up, and it's going to be it's not really efficient use of power. And if you cast like this too much, you're going to get wiped out on the river. So it's much better to go back to the first thing we talked about and connect that sweep with the forward cast. Okay, so if you can just get it smooth, connect the two. Think of the forward cast as a continuation of the sweep. If you think about it that way, it might change the way that you cast. So you want to get really smooth. Okay, see, I'm barely giving her any onion at all. I'm really giving more onion in the sweep. And you don't have to do that, but I'll do it again. See, that time I blew the anchor. That makes me mad. That gives me the anger when I blow the anchor. So I'm going to connect the two, lay off the sweep a little bit. Better. So the idea is not to punch the forward cast. It should just be an extension of the tension created by the sweep. Another problem you might have is just to have an unbalanced line and rod setup, which you want something that's going to really make your life easy. I've tried, haven't really got into Skagit casting with this rod, but I tried a couple different line setups. I've tried a lighter Skagit Scout, and I went heavier with an OPST. Now I'm up to a 510 Skagit Scout, and this one seems to be the sweet spot. This rod has plenty of power, and it likes grains to bend it and send it. The best thing I can think of if you want to get the right matchup is the Red Shed Fly Shop, Poppy Cummins. He does a try before you buy. If you want to try 3 commando heads, he'll send you 3 to try. He's got that, so you can try different line weights to get your desired result. That's the best way to really get a rod dialed in, is spend a lot of time with it and try the lines on it that really make it come to life. The other thing I will say, just cast a moderate fly. The problem I see is I like to just use standard Skagit lines. So for a new caster to buy a rod and then go put a Spey checker line on it, on a switch rod, and then try to Skagit cast a fly that is heavy and weighty, that just sucks. It's just like I've done that, guys, fresh from the fly shop, you know, years ago. Try this new line and rod I bought, and it just like sucked. I want something that's spot on, really easy to cast. I want to just, when I try the right line and rod setup, I want to go, wow, man, that is just perfect. I love it. And the test of time proves itself out, because you still like it after all the time that you spend with it. So anyway, those things will help you out. That's how it should go. Just I got the right amount of speed in the peel, not so much that it blew the anchor, but enough that it got all the slack out of the line, and then I barely had to put any power on the forward cast, and it just flew off the rod, and with the right setup. Zero onion given. With the forward cast,